I don't know why.
Oh, it looks less blurry now.
Okay, sometimes it takes a couple of seconds to connect. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I can't see you.
My video is on.
Okay. That's weird.
Now it's off. I turned it off now. Now it's on.
Oh, there you are. So you're looking for two-factor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put that on everything, especially like these type of websites or social media sites.
Yeah.
I don't trust people. Too many people getting hacked.
Well,
Huh?
should we get started? Are you ready to go?
Sure.
Okay, I'll count you in. Crypto Realtor Goddess, welcome to the show. We're here live to tape with Gong Show Tarot here on YouTube, and this is a weird one for me because you insisted that I send you questions in advance.
Which I only read once, so I don't remember what they are.
Michelle doesn't remember the questions. Welcome, Michelle, to the show. I'm a fan of yours on Instagram.
That's
and
awesome.
you're a realtor, which is actually really interesting because if you go back to season 1 of Gong Show Tarot, my first guest, Sean Mayers, I think his name was, or Sean Mears, I can't remember. But he had an agent, which I thought he had a theatrical agent, but he actually had a real estate agent named Ms. Meeks or something. Do you represent talent? Do you represent entertainers as well as sell real estate, or do you just sell real estate?
No, I used to be in the music industry. I would say, oh wow, maybe like 7 years ago, but I no longer associate with the music industry.
Oh wow, I didn't know that until now, just now. So you were in the music industry. Did you represent talent, or what were you
Yes,
what was
I represented two music artists at
Ah,
different times, but yes.
really interesting. Are you willing to share which artists, or is that a no?
Well, they're just local artists here in Tampa. One, his name was Dirty, and the other one was Dirk. So,
Dirty and Dirk. Wow. I have to look those guys up, see if they're still making music. Do you want to share why you left the music industry?
well, I just started getting really sick. I started getting like a severe anxiety
Oh
and
no.
just I was always not feeling well. I had chronic inflammation and pain a lot, and I just needed to figure out what was going on with me. I wasn't really sure, so I couldn't be around people because I was having anxiety and things like that.
So exit stage left, Michelle. So you had, and sometimes we have to do that, right? If our career is too stressful, or if we're going through too much in our lives, it's hard for people to step back and realize I have to take time for myself. You're probably lucky that you were smart enough to realize that you needed to step back for your own health.
Well, I found out I was poisoned by breast implants, so it's kind of sad actually that I had
Yeah.
to leave the music industry because I was being poisoned by a medical implantation device.
Wow. And how did you discover that that's what was making you sick?
Well, it took me a while. I always had like weird symptoms happening and I had issues breathing all the time, and finally like after going to doctors and they couldn't figure out what's wrong with me, I decided that I thought it was my implants making me sick. And then I found all this information that there's hundreds and thousands of other women that experience the same thing as me.
So
So
the doctors didn't figure it out. You figured it out with your own intuition and your own kind of knowing your body.
absolutely, because I was very healthy before I put implants in my body. I was very aware and I was like a master manifester. I was all about my magic. And then I don't know, as I got sick, I couldn't manifest and things were just not working out for me.
This
So
is one of the reasons I wanted to have you on the show, is because you're not just a realtor. Like, I wouldn't have just a normal realtor on the show, because you're also in touch with esoterica and you're in touch with spirituality, which I think is kind of rare in your industry. Would you agree?
absolutely, I agree.
You look
Absolutely.
great, by the way.
Thank
You
you
look
so much.
fantastic. So thank you very much for coming on the show and looking great. For me, I think I found this shirt in the garbage, uh, but it, it's okay. And I'm wearing my asexual pin. If people are wondering what this is, um, I'm sort of toying with the idea that maybe I'm asexual. Um,
Okay. What
I'm
is
not sure.
that?
That's the beauty of 2022, is you can be anything you want to be in 2022. We decide, right? We could make our own currency if we wanted, right? I could make Tim coins or cosmic threader coins if I wanted.
Absolutely. I'm all about creating your reality consciously.
Yeah, and you're an early adopter, right? Would you identify as an early adopter?
Yes.
You would. Okay. So I'm a little bit frightened of you, because you're often talking about things like two-factor authentication, and your name spells out "I am Stardust" in letters and numbers, which makes me think that maybe you're a coder yourself.
No, I'm not a coder, but I definitely look at things and view things. I think I perceive things a lot differently. I look at things and I can see what it means in the third dimensional or whatever, and then I can also see like deeper meanings of stuff as well. So
Wow,
um
awesome.
I like numerology too, so I relate numbers to numerology.
That's interesting, because my next guest, if she agrees to come on the show, is a numerologist.
Nice.
So she's gonna do a reading for me. Crypto Realtor Goddess. Follow her on Instagram, Crypto Realtor Goddess. Are you familiar with Tim Dillon, the comedian?
No, I've been so busy. I don't even watch anything. Besides, I've been studying about real estate, and I just started a notary business. So,
Oh, so you're a lawyer as well.
no notary. So, I got my notary commission so I can notarize things.
Okay, so
So,
that's a service. Like, you'll get a lot of people coming to you for that, I'm sure.
yeah. I actually started doing real estate because of a dream that I had. So I had a dream that there's a lady, she's a psychic medium and she does tarot and she makes her own tarot cards and oracle cards. Her name is Sandra Ann Taylor. I'm not sure if you ever heard of her, but she is on Gaia and you can Google her or whatever. But she came and visited me in my dream and told me and gave me a oracle card reading and told me to do real estate.
Sandra
And
Ann Taylor came to you in
Sandra
your.
Ann Taylor.
Wow, and is she still alive, or is she
She's
passed?
still alive. So I was after my surgery, I was obsessed with her and I
Yeah.
wanted a reading from her so bad. I thought she could like help me get back on, like give me answers to what I should be doing after, I healed and everything. And I knew I couldn't afford her, but I kept like looking at her, researching her on Facebook and everything. And I just kept saying, God, if I could just talk to her, I think I would be clear on my path or something. And then she came and visited me in my dream.
In your dream. Have you met her in person since then, or?
Never met her in person.
That would be really interesting if you met her.
It would. I would love to meet her.
So Sandra Ann Taylor, if you ever happen to watch this show, she's never going to watch the show, but if you ever happen to watch the show, please contact Michelle. How long have you been in the real estate industry, Michelle?
I got my license on February 22nd, 2022. So 2/22/22.
Oh, wow, Portal Day.
Yes.
Yeah. So not that long.
No, not that long, but I've been doing pretty good for agents that are new in the industry, doing pretty good.
Okay. And will you only accept Dogecoin or Bitcoin for real estate, or will you accept cash as well?
I accept cash, but
You'll
I
accept cash?
definitely want to look into getting certified so that I could be a realtor for people who would like to purchase real estate with crypto.
Okay. And you're down in Florida, right? Are you in Miami? I forget. Sorry.
I'm in Tampa, Florida. Well,
Tampa.
actually, I'm in Clearwater, closer to Clearwater, but Tampa is the main place.
There's a lot of like big mansions down there, aren't there? Like fancy housings.
Yes, and especially by the beach and Tampa area, there are.
Nice. And but people, you are worried about storms and flooding down there, which recently anyone on the East Coast has been sort of biting their fingernails if they own property. Um, do you know people that lost houses down there recently?
No, I know it affected Fort Myers, but I'm not friends or know anybody that lives down there that was affected. I know someone's parents was affected and they were on Sanibel Island and they had to take like a boat from Venice Beach to the island to go rescue their parents.
Wow. By boat.
Yeah, because the bridge, I don't know if you saw the news, but the bridge got clobbered, like the bridge no longer existed.
Oh, wow. So the bridge got taken right out.
Yep.
So people had to be picked up by boat and brought back to whatever mainland
Well, they were
was.
picking up people with helicopters. They were picking up people with helicopter, rescuing people with helicopters. And the person that said that they took the boat, he said it wasn't easy because they had to like literally maneuver through a bunch of stuff in the water to get to the land. So
Oh, so there was like debris, a lot of debris in the water.
yeah.
So you had to go through that. And you actually volunteered to help out, didn't you? Did you want to talk about that? The organization that contacted you? I don't want to say their name because they might put me on a list.
No, I did volunteer to help out, but I was not chosen, unfortunately.
Well, that's okay. The reason I mentioned Tim Dillon is because I'm trying to get him canceled, so I have to put a little plug in. Cancel Timothy J. Dillon. He was trying to convince another comedian to do a live suicide on stage. He was trying to convince Louis C.K. to do a live suicide on stage. So cancel Tim Dillon. I just have to get that in there. Michelle, you came from a background where education wasn't necessarily valued. Was that a difficult challenge for you to overcome?
I wouldn't say education wasn't valued, but it just not everybody in my family went to college or anything like that. Some of them didn't even, graduate high school. So I was
So
one of
mom
the
did
first to go to
encourage you.
college.
Did your mom and dad encourage you to attend post-secondary school or go to college or university?
Not really. My real father wasn't in my life. He disappeared for like 8 years, so he wasn't there when I graduated high school. But he came back. He's back now.
So he's
But
part of your life.
yeah, he's back.
Yeah.
He's doing good. He's back. He's doing good. My stepfather is an entrepreneur, so he wasn't into college. He just started his own business. And my mom is a housewife, so I always loved learning. Like learning was my favorite thing. Honestly, I am just interested in so many things and I just want to know everything. I'm not confused or anything like that. I'm just really interested in learning different things all the time.
I'm the
I'm
same way.
curious.
I totally understand that. I'm the same way. And that's really cool that you have that innate capacity inside you to want to learn, continue to learn, which seems to be sort of unique. It doesn't sound like that came from your mom or your dad. So maybe that did come from somewhere else. Like, you mentioned that we're all stardust. Maybe, do you identify as being a star seed? Do you think you come from the stars?
I think so. Like growing up, my family always said I was an alien and that I was not from here and I was from outer space. So they
They might.
always considered me an alien. I don't know.
Um, I identify as a star seed. I'm okay saying that. It took me a long time to get there.
Yes, I believe I'm also a star seed.
Yeah, I mean, we are all just stardust, right? We're all just atoms and electrons that are just made up from stuff that existed as something else before. And now
Particles and light waves.
these atoms have decided to, come together and form that thing that is Michelle, that thing you know, that is each unique human being, and we all have these unique abilities, and we all have something to bring here. And I think we're here on this planet at a very important time. So I'm so glad that you're here. Do you have any advice for people that want to get started in crypto, but maybe they don't know where to start? That they, you know, they're used to using cash or they're used to using a debit card, and but they've heard, oh, Bitcoin's a big thing. How do I get involved?
So crypto is kind of confusing, but it's definitely exciting to learn about. I would say you definitely need to do the basic research, you know, Google, YouTube, whatever. My friend Roxy, he has an ebook, which I would recommend. He's not here on the show, but I recommend his ebook.
Give a plug. What's the title of
Official Roxy. I don't remember his whole thing, but he's on my website. He's on my page. Official Roxy. He made an ebook, crypto ebook. He's one of the administrators in my crypto group. He really knows his stuff. But I would say first download Coinbase on your phone or crypto.com and at least open up an account so that you have an account open. Even if you're not interested in crypto, I would just get it started, because sometimes when you open those accounts, it takes a while for you to even be able to use it. So you may not think you're going to use crypto right now, but you just never know. And don't ever lose your passwords. Like, don't lose your passwords, because you lose your passwords to any of the platforms or exchanges, then you pretty much lost your crypto. It's like losing cash, because nobody has access to your stuff, and you can't call anybody to give you access or anything like that. So
under those passwords.
yeah.
Do you trust the Winklevoss twins? Do you trust those motherfuckers? Do you trust the Winklevoss twins?
I don't even know who those people
Oh,
are.
they created XRP. It's one of the
Oh, the
currencies.
XRP twins.
Yeah, they're the they were born with silver spoons in their mouths. They tried to wrestle Zuckerberg for control of Facebook way back in the day.
Wow.
I think there may be villains myself, but I wanted to know what your take on them was.
I feel like in this universe, there's low vibrational people and there's high vibrational people, and everyone has their own agenda. And we really don't know. Like, you know, in crypto, there are these things called rug pulls where, you know, your coin could just disappear out of nowhere and all your holdings. It's happened to people before, but it's similar to cash. But they also have these things called ledgers. So you can always buy a ledger and you can hold your crypto on there, and then that way it's more safe, and you know, no one can get a hold of it, and it's offline. So ledgers are really good too to have.
I'm aware of one company named Trezor that is making what they call a cold wallet.
Yep, it's a cold wallet.
A hot wallet is one that's connected to the internet. A cold wallet is one that is offline, so it's on like a UHB stick or something like that.
Yes, it's like so like I said, if you lose that stick or your ledger, then you're pretty much your cold wallet, then you're gone. But there's all different types of cold wallets. You can Google them and figure out which one you like the best.
It's actually on a USB stick, and I just download it every time I'm going to do one of these shows. And I have an ulterior motive. I have an agenda. I'm trying to get cast as Kevin Bacon's brother. That's why I have this silly goatee right now. So, you know, Kevin Bacon or your agents or any, you know, Hollywood director, I would like to play Kevin Bacon's brother in the next film that you're doing. No, I'm just being silly.
Like, I have no idea what he's talking about.
It's okay. This is a fun question. Online dating is taking a lot of heat these days. I'm on Tinder. I think I went on one date, maybe two, and it was horrible. They were both just terrible. I don't know if you participate in online dating yourself, Michelle. Do you believe in it? Does it work? You know, or is it?
I do not participate in online dating. I never have. I don't have those apps on my phone, but I do have friends that done it, and their stories are hilarious. But my cousin married somebody off of Tinder.
Oh, okay. So there's one success story. So that actually happens. People actually meet.
But most of the stories are hilarious and not successful at all.
Not successful at all. It's like, why? Yeah. Um, okay. So you don't participate at all. You're smarter. You're smarter than most people.
I don't participate in those. No. I have to already, I get annoyed enough on social media. I don't need those apps.
Is it any easier for realtors? Do you go for a lot of lunches with other realtors? Do you hang out with them? Like, is that a potential dating pool for you? Is these other home sellers?
No, not really. I've met like other real estate agents and even brokers and stuff, but we just hang out like normally. None of them ever hit on me or nothing like that. So, no, I wouldn't say it's like that.
Did they ever try to sell you a house?
No.
They know better. All
Yeah.
right. Online bunkers are kind of making headlines again because all of the one percenters, the Bill Gateses of the world are buying up these bunkers, and they're buying up farmland as well. But they're buying these amazing bunkers because they think that they're going to have to live underground. Is that something that's happening in your neck of the woods? Have you seen any of these things on the market?
So, what's interesting about that, I haven't looked into this in like maybe 15 years, but 15 years ago, I was looking into these underground bunkers, and I know that they had them all around Texas. And I just haven't kept up with it because I used to be an exposer. I used to be one of those people that tried to expose things all the time. And I
Hmm.
realized, like, if we're trying to raise the vibration of people to be more positive, then when we expose things without having, a solution to the problem, we're just actually creating more fear and negativity. So that's why I promote all the positivity. Like, if you knew who I was in the past and like what I was around and what I've experienced, like those people look at me now and they're like, who is that? Who is this person? Because I would say like I was more negative. I was always positive, but I would say I could be crazy and
Were
but
you
I
a
definitely
some people
exposed
call
things a
that
lot.
being a truther? Were you a truther?
Yes, I was a truther, which people would think is kind of negative, when you're like constantly trying to expose stuff, and it freaks them out. They don't understand. They're not the one doing the research. They're just seeing a post. You did all the research, you've been reading everything. You understand what's going on more. So,
I think what you're describing, Michelle, is the evolution that a lot of people are going through, where they've sort of been through that fear of, oh my God, this is the government knew about all this stuff, and they're conducting experiments on people that are starving. I have to expose this. But the evolution is we transcend that, and the less attention we give to the negativity, the more we can focus on how we can move forward in a positive way so that kind of thing never happens again. And
absolutely.
yeah. And I think you're describing on a very personal level sort of your journey of sort of letting go. Just, it's good to know the truth, but to let go of the negativity associated with it, and hopefully transcend it to a brighter reality. Some people call it fifth dimensional, transcending the 3D. Some people call it the matrix, escaping the matrix. I
Yeah.
think you're finding your way out, which is really cool to see. You seem like you're very successful to me on a personal level.
Thank you.
I have to give the Astronomical Spa Society a plug here. They are our de facto sponsors, although we haven't seen any money yet. Follow Astronomical Spa Society at Astro Spa Sock on Instagram. I
That's
don't know. I don't know what they do. Have you ever heard of them?
no, but I'm a medical esthetician, so it's funny that you're saying they're a spa.
Yeah, there's some sort of spa society. I don't know what they do, but they're our sponsors for now, as is whole media. Um, Addiction. Let's talk about addiction for a second. I'm addicted to gambling. I confess that. I like blackjack. I like poker. I'm somewhat good at poker, which is maybe an escape hatch. Have you experienced any addiction in your life, Michelle?
I would say the only thing I don't know. I did go through a period where I was on a bunch of medication, and I wasn't really addicted to the medication, but I was more like depressed. Like I was looking for an escape. Like I didn't want to be here, you know? So I did have a period of time where I took a lot of medication and I drank a lot of alcohol and I was trying to literally kill myself. But it obviously did not work out for me. I'm still here.
Yeah.
So that was a horrible experience. But I have family members that were addicted to like hardcore drugs and stuff. So I stayed away from stuff like that. And my real father was definitely a gambler growing up, and I never gambled or anything. I think I have very good willpower to like just not do certain shit. Like I think I have very good willpower. I can say no to things. I can put up boundaries. I have no issue saying no, thank you.
And you have a lot of stories. Like you've been through a lot in your life. Um, some people, some of your friends have said, "Hey, Michelle, you should write a book."
Absolutely.
You want to talk about that?
um I may write the book at some point. I'm not ready to write it right now. I keep thinking about it. I know I want to write it, but I just don't feel like I have like the ending. I know like my story doesn't end until whenever, but I mean, I just don't have the the now part. You know what I mean? That I'm going for. And I don't even know if I'm ready to expose myself and all my experiences like that, but I'm telling people now like you can literally experience and go through hell and change at any moment. Like you can change your avatar at any moment, like at any moment, like right now. Like if you decide you want to do something else, just do it because you can.
So
Like
it's like your book might be in maybe a self-help, but it's also a personal story. So it would be autobiographical, but it sounds like it would be very helpful to people that maybe were struggling, um, with addiction or with negativity or depression.
yeah, I definitely had a lot of strange things happen to me while I was growing up. So it would be an interesting book.
What's the weirdest thing that ever happened to you?
Um, the weirdest thing that ever happened to me? I had so many weird things happen to me when I moved to Miami. Like when I moved to Miami, I had so many weird, strange things happen to me that I don't even know if I want to disclose them right now on this video. I think I need
Okay.
to leave.
Yeah, well, you can take the fifth for sure. Um, what else can we talk about? Are there any barriers to if someone says, "Hey, I see that Michelle is selling real estate in Miami." Are there any barriers to entry for like, say, someone like me, like a Canadian, came down there and said, "I want to sell real estate"? Would that be difficult for me? Are there a lot of licensing and things that you have to get?
Yeah, you have to get your license, but I will say now, like they don't really tell you like all the things you need for real estate. So when you go to real estate school, you're gonna learn the laws. It doesn't teach you how to actually do real estate. So after you get your license, now you have to figure out how to do real estate. So now you're like literally putting yourself through college, but like not in college. You know what I mean? Because you're trying to figure out everything. And you have to join a brokerage, you have to pay brokerage fees, you have to sign up for the MLS, you have to pay MLS fees, you have to pay all different kinds of fees for all kinds of stuff, which you would not even believe. And it's a very expensive to start real estate. So I don't want anyone to think that you can just be a broke ass trying to start real estate because it it's not going to work out like that.
How, like, how many thousands are we talking? Like, how much should you
just
have?
just the MLS is 2 grand. Okay,
Wow.
so just the MLS is 2 grand, and that's every year you have to pay 2 grand for the multiple listing service.
Wow. That's not even lifetime. Every
Yeah,
year you pay
and
just for
your
access.
brokerage will be like, I don't know, between 45 and $65 a month.
Wow. Wow.
And then, you pay for whatever marketing, whatever tools you need. You pay for pretty much everything. So, like people go to college, they get a loan. Well, this is like you paying for your college up front.
Yeah. And
You're
how
not
long did training take you? Were you in training for a long time or many
a
months?
real estate class can take as fast or as long as you want it. Like they have classes you can take for 7 days and get your license. Literally,
Wow.
because you're literally just learning the laws for seven. It doesn't seem fun though to be there from 8 o'clock in the morning to 5 p.m. learning all the laws. And then you can do online classes, which you can go on your own pace. So
that how you did it?
Yeah, I went on my own pace. It took me a few months to do mine. I was still sick and I couldn't remember, like I had severe cognitive problems like for the past, I would say, 6 years. I have severe cognitive issues. Like I thought I had dementia or Alzheimer's. So
Yeah.
for I had a friend that told me that I was crazy and he actually was going to talk me out of doing real estate because he didn't think that I could do it coming from being as sick as I was. But I did it. So
Yeah,
I'm
I mean, you seem totally fine. You seem very verbose. You know, you don't seem like you're struggling at all. So do you feel like you've come through this illness on top?
I would say I'm like 95% better. I still have issues that happen to me at random, like flare ups and things that happen at certain times. So I'm not like 100% better, but I would say like my cognitive function has totally reversed because I actually went to school for acupuncture in 2013 and I couldn't retain information. So I had dropped out. So I really wanted to do acupuncture. I'm very like, I'm obsessed with health. Like I care about health and I care about our well-being and everyone's well-being. And that's like my number one passion. So I really wanted to be a doctor, but like I was just so sick and I couldn't remember anything. Like I couldn't even talk like this without stuttering or forgetting what I was talking about. And now I can talk perfectly fine. I was going blind too.
And I think I attribute yourself to that. Like you're kind of a self healer. I sort of am sensing that you understand healing yourself, and I think you have to do that to be a healer, which is maybe what's missing in our major mainstream medical system, at least up here in Canada. Uh, I can't speak for what's happening down there, but up here it feels like it's fallen apart. The world used to look to us for having, you know, this great medical system. It is very accessible. I'll say that it's still very accessible, but there's long wait lists. Like
I was
my
I was
mom,
thinking of a key.
it took like over a year for her to get in to get that knee replaced.
Oh, she got her knee replaced.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh wow. Well, what I will say is if you're looking for a doctor that's like going to find the root cause of a situation, if you want the root cause to be found and you don't want to be put on just like drugs for, a band-aid, I would suggest looking for an integrative nutrition medical doctor.
Mm.
Integrative medicine, like ask them, do they study integrative medicine, integrative nutrition, because those doctors actually take the time out of their busy life to be certified in integrative medicine. So those are my favorite doctors. I follow so many of them on Instagram, and I would say they say the opposite of what mainstream media says.
Yeah, yeah. So get a nutritionist. And then they can tell things. They can say, you know what, you're eating way too many nuts. You know, you need to stop eating that many nuts.
No,
Michelle,
you're right.
uh,
You're right.
is there anything else that you want to promote? Do you want to plug your Instagram or promote a podcast you're coming up on or anything like that?
Well, my real estate Instagram is I sell real estate, and that's I like with IEYE sell real estate. That's my easiest Instagram to talk about right now. It's just at I sell real estate.
I
So
sell real estate. I'll put it down in the comments below for you. So hopefully you get a few followers. You know, if you're wealthy and you're looking to purchase property in the Tampa Bay area, do I have that right?
yes.
Then go to Michelle because she can also represent you in your music career.
Your music career. I'm like, no, real estate.
Actually, I've now fired two of my agents. My first one actually appeared on this show. Well, he wasn't my first agent, but he was one of my agents. It was kind of a gag, but Benjamin Stanley, also known as Benjamin Squeezy, he got fired. So you can follow that story if you go back and see earlier episodes of this show. And then I most recently fired she who shall not be named. She was an agent right here, and I fired her. So I'm not having good luck with talent representation. So Michelle, I hope that you consider representing me, because I desperately need a talent agent. I don't need a realtor though.
Right.
Sorry, I wish I had, I wish I had a lot of money to buy a nice condo or I've always wanted a penthouse that has like a big garden. That would be really cool.
It's okay. I don't know if I'm ever gonna go back into the entertainment business, but I'll let you
Well,
know if I do.
you can call up, Kevin Bacon and say, I have the perfect guy to play your brother.
Exactly. Hmm.
All right. Well, I think we'll probably wrap it up. I already asked you about that. Michelle, it's been a real pleasure getting to know you. I hope that I can consider you a friend, and I appreciate you coming on the show. Please go back and watch the rest of the Gong Show Tarots. Everybody who's watching, thanks for your thumbs up, thanks for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Go and follow Crypto Realtor Goddess. She knows a lot about everything, it seems like. She knows about medicine. She knows how to sell a house in Tampa Bay, Florida, and she's going to be my next theatrical agent, maybe. All right.
Thank you, Tim. I appreciate you. It's a pleasure.
Thanks for coming on the show.